Hey, y'all looking pretty good today. So, Wrestlemania XXV2, also known as 27, or as I call it, the Snooki Wrestlemania. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the times when we had future presidents at WrestleMania like Donald Trump and Snooki? Well, today I am featuring three awesome old school elites. Toys R Us exclusives from WrestleMania 27. And if you know me, I have a schedule with my videos nowadays. And if you look at my little watch right here and what time it is saying, you'll see how well I've been really doing this whole schedule thing. Not well at all, because it is almost 3 o'clock and I haven't even made this video yet. So let's get started. I have Stone Cold Steve Austin, I have Damien Mizdow, and I have Undertaker. And get ready, guys. Everyone in the comments is going to be saying, Triple H, Tommy, Triple H. All right, Prismatic. All right, I hear you. So let's start off with Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is old school style packaging. You can tell that because it looks nothing like packaging nowadays. And on the back it shows the WrestleMania poster, a nice description of WrestleMania, and shows the other people in the set. Unfortunately, I do not have The Miz or Kofi Kingston, but it's still a cool set. One thing I'm noticing right away is that the picture of him shows him wearing a sleeveless shirt, but in the figure itself has a sleeve shirt. I don't know if that's on purpose. I have never seen this WrestleMania, so this review is going to be pretty much trash. So if you want to insult me in the comments and say I'm a fake WWE fan, go ahead, because that's what apparently, if you don't know everything about wrestling history, you are a fake WWE fan. So here is the unboxation. Look at the backdrop for this. Look at how cool that looks. Ooh, wow. It's like Doctor Strange or something. Did they steal this for Doctor Strange? I don't know. Stone Cold Steve Austin wearing jeans and a shirt. This is a pretty bare bones release other than the shirt. I always complain about Mattel releasing bare bones nowadays, but I guess that was kind of their shtick. And knowing that this was a Toys R Us exclusive, you probably had to pay a little bit more than a regular Elite. The shirt is cool though, because it is Stone Cold with his Stone Cold logo. But the thing about Stone Cold figures is like Mattel only has like 3 Stone Cold heads. 2 don't really work that well, and 1's really good. Unfortunately, here we have one of the better of the 3, but it's still not the greatest. It's lacking some detail. You can tell it's Stone Cold a lot more than the other faces we've been seeing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the best one that Mattel has, because it is looking very good from the side angles, but head on, I'm not sure. All right, that angle, it doesn't look good. This angle and this angle, it looks pretty darn good, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. So maybe this is the good head, and maybe I'm just a loser that doesn't know. Well, I am a fake WWE fan. Here we can take off his shirt and give him classic Stone Cold not wearing a shirt, and he's just like doing like Dean Ambrose without a shirt cosplay or something. This is a nice figure. Like it's serviceable. I don't see any stains on the body from him being stored for so long. It's a good figure, you know, nothing to be extremely excited about, nothing crazy. It's not like his defining moments that was intense. This is just like a straight up good Stone Cold figure. If you don't have one, it works well. Now, the thing about Stone Cold, though, is that he barely ever changed his attire. And you see I did a quick little fig hack. I rolled up his sleeves. So getting a Stone Cold Steve Austin looking like this non-really ring version, it works out, because yet again, it's not Stone Cold wearing his black tights, just totally, we've seen this figure 5 million times. This is something different, and that's kind of nice. That's the strength to this Stone Cold Steve Austin figure. Now we got Triple H, a Triple H review right here for us, we can see this box is a bit more contemporary style. They started doing a bit more curves, but it is still old school. On the back of the box, no longer do we have the actual image of the event. We have a description of Triple H himself, where it tells the tale of him taking on Undertaker. This is, of course, the Build a Michael Cole set, which is interesting to see. The prototypes in these pictures are vastly different than what we actually got, and we don't really see that nowadays. I'll zoom in, maybe you can tell what I'm talking about. Like, the Triple H has some paint work on his cape. The Bret Hart face is not what we got, as far as I know. And the Michael Cole has a lot more details. It's much better painted than anything Mattel actually put out on the shelf. So it's interesting that they showed prototypes there instead of something closer to completion. Shocking. Shocking. They don't really do that. But this is what we got. Just basic, black, boring, I think. I don't see much paint. And this was re-released pretty much. The cape, the headset for, I don't know what wave that was, like 32 or something like that. A lot of people were nervous about that release, saying people would swap it with a non-Triple H figure, but I personally didn't have that happen, but I'm sure figure swappers went to town with that. Figure swappers are trash. But then again, Triple H figures aren't really ones to go out and grab. He comes with Michael Cole's torso, which is amazing. That's why I bought it. Oh. Alright, and I always talk about the downfall of Mattel quality, and I want to note that this figure surprised me. I thought that they didn't actually do any washes or anything, but get ready. You want to see what the color of the real plastic is? It's brown! So they did a whole bunch of black washes on this to darken it up and give it a nice little texture. I'm in about 75% bright light right now, and I can't really tell, but I bet if you boost the light up 100%, get a bunch, you'll really be able to see those details and stuff like that. Let me just... Oh, can you see it? See it now, maybe? Hopefully. I don't know. I just broke my lighting equipment to do that. My bad. Don't tell my dad. I'll be grounded. This is a good figure, though. I'd say it's better than, what was that, Elite 34? Because of that wash. It really makes it pop. I just wish they did a wash to this sculpt right here. And honestly, I'm not sure if this is the same sculpt that we previously got because it looks so different presented like this, so maybe I'm totally wrong. Then again, I am a fake WWE fan. And take him out, and it's a bit more traditional of a Triple H figure. We got his goofy looking head sculpt. I think it looks far too small on this body. Am I right or am I wrong? But he's doing like a whatever face. And it's a serviceable Triple H body. It's a serviceable Triple H figure. It gets a little boring, though. That's a cool design and stuff like that. But again, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you have one Triple H. You pretty much have them all, just different head sculpts. But then again, Stone Cold doesn't even have really different head sculpts. Triple H, though, you have about 4 or 5 that Mattel uses. This one is good for an older Triple H doing a funny face. But overall, I think the most exciting thing about this release is just the wash and just how cool he looks with this all constructed on him. It doesn't really close that much, which some people might be annoyed about, but I like seeing his 27 pack just peeking out right there. It's cool. This is a cool figure. And speaking of cool figures, that segue leads us into the coolest. Undertaker. This Undertaker is from Wrestlemania 24, It features Undertaker in what I think is his most iconographic attire, personally. The back of the box, it just talks about the event. Oh, and it does talk about the individual person. My bad. I thought it was just like, and it's interesting to see. It doesn't talk like it does talk about the individual match in that one that Undertaker's from, but then it also talks about The Miz, The Rock, stuff like that. A little biography A little synopsis of WrestleMania XXVI. And there are the other people in the set, the poster, we've seen it before, so let's open this Undertaker up. This, again, this figure has been not re-released, but retooled, and a lot of the parts have been repainted and stuff. I think this, again, was used in Best of Pay-Per-View for recently. I remember reviewing one that looked close to this. But this has a lot of nice detail work on there. Now, some people might want it to be sculpted, and some people, being me, but I understand why Mattel didn't, so they could keep reusing this, and it does work fine because those are small studs, and they'd have to have like 25,000 on there, like a Sasha Banks Elite. I'm not expecting them to sculpt all those studs on Sasha Banks attire, but this is like the Undertaker that I always remember. I think that the face has a lot more paintwork than I have ever seen on a Mattel figure. There's a lot of stuff going on in there paint-wise, but unfortunately Mattel continued their trend back in the past of not really actually painting anything under the eyes, and I feel like Undertaker could have used some eye makeup, but his hair is nice there. There's good painting application. And then let's check out his attire. If I can take him out of this without breaking, this is going to be the challenge of a lifetime. Oh no, because this jacket is extremely stiff. Ay, ay, ay. It is very large and hard to take off. And here he is wearing his big boy hat outside of his coat. He has his tattoos everywhere on there, on the arms, under his neck, and they look alright on his attire. He has some spooky looking faces and stuff like that, but it's a very, very basic figure, and that's what I'm trying to get across with all of these. I do love the face though, and I think that if you threw a little, just a tiny bit detail brush of black under those eyes around them, it would really elevate this figure. But let me discuss these three figures. Stone Cold, Undertaker, and Triple H are some of the biggest names in WWE contemporary history. You could say that The Rock is needed to complete this set, but in my opinion, these three figures are the dudes of WrestleMania, plus The Rock, because WrestleMania needs a Taker visitation, needs a Stone Cold segment, needs Triple H being Triple H in my eyes. And to get these three figures in the WrestleMania 27 format is great because it's a moment in time where a lot of people remembered these looks. This is one of the best Triple H figures I own because it's from a time when Mattel actually did some paint detail. Same with the Undertaker. And it's a Stone Cold that looks different. It's a really interesting set because these are kind of like bare bone releases, but kind of amazing because they didn't really need much to elevate them because they're such iconic looks. Maybe not Stone Cold. That's I wasn't watching during that time. I'd assume he just came out and cut a segment or something. But like, this is the Undertaker figure I always wanted. This is the Triple H figure I didn't know I wanted. And this is the Stone Cold figure that I now own. Do you guys have these figures? Because I bet a lot of you were collecting from that time period. Nowadays, Mattel cuts left and right on quality control and tries to nickel and dime us, but these are representative of times when Mattel would actually go in and dry brush Triple H's hair. And that level of detail is what I'd like to see from Mattel today. I doubt we'll see a return to that, but these figures are from a good time. Even though they're from the Snooki WrestleMania, these are good figures if you can find them at a good price, not overpriced. Then I'd recommend picking them up. Even though we have seen them be retooled, I'd say that these are the best versions of them. And you might disagree, so let me know what you think the best version of these attires are. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully I'll get it up by 4 p.m. Oh my gosh. See ya.
It's a Tommy Friday.